Good morning. How are you guys all doing? Good to hear. Always look at the silver lining of the day. We are southbound on Highway 97 in Washington. So today morning, first thing I unloaded, 7 a.m. I unloaded my first load in Grand Forks, and the second place didn't open until 8, so I unloaded there at 8 a.m. and then you have to head to Kettle Falls, Washington, which is only a few miles south across the border, either via Grand Forks border or through Christina Lake border. But the chipper that we're chipping this for didn't have a permit to cross anywhere over there, so we had to cross here at Osoyoos, which means a several-hour detour. Drive all the way from Grand Forks to Osoyoos, cross the border here, and then drive all the way back to Kettle Falls. It's a little chilly tonight, or last night, not tonight, last night. Should have turned the bunk heat a little warmer. Everything on the load was completely frozen. All the straps were frozen. Tarp was frozen. So it was enjoyable. My fingers were frozen by the end. The load that's still on here is all soaking wet now. It's all melting. It's now +7 over here. So by the time we get to the delivery spot, probably, I don't know, 12:30, 12:45, between 12:30 and 1, I'll deliver this load. No problems at the border. Just asked what I was hauling. It's like lumber wrap. Cool. Keep on rolling. Every time you cross at Osoyoos, you get X-rayed. Every time. Every single commercial truck gets X-rayed. It's the only border that I know that X-rays every vehicle. I've X-rayed at other borders every now and then, but randomly all of a sudden they'll tell you to pull through the X-ray. But here, every single truck goes through the X-ray. So when you drive through, they don't start the X-ray up until you're past the cab. That way they don't X-ray you. But the X-ray machine is built on a truck. So every now and then they make you park, get out, and then drive the X-ray over your truck. That way they can X-ray the whole vehicle. So you never know when they'll do that. I have to start packing some short sleeve shirts. It's gonna get warm soon, I think. this is where we're going to turn onto a highway that I've only ever run. I don't know if I've run the whole highway with a big rig. I've run part of the highway. I've driven it on with my personal vehicle. Have I driven the whole highway from here to Kettle Falls with a big rig before? I'm not sure. Still trying to get used to the miles. Always takes an hour or so to get used to the miles. And then when you get across the border back into Canada, it always takes an hour or so to get back used to the kilometers. There's an old John Deere.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn left on East 6th Street.
East 6th Street. Yeah, but what highway number is it? I can't remember. Hopefully the passes are good. There might be some interesting passes. It's a really windy road, some high passes. So I'm hoping the passes are all good. It should be warm enough down here that they should be good. Alternately, I'd have to go further south and loop around that way. But I think they should be good this time of year. I didn't do any research into it, but Nasket. Nice little town. I like it. Gotta stop here sometime and explore it one. Maybe stop at the taco truck or something.
Turn left on East 6th Street.
Jump on the curb a bit there because I don't want to take off the hood of the car. Wonder what the trucker's stopping for. There must be a coffee shop nearby or a restaurant or something that he can still go to. Keller Ferry. We don't have to take a ferry, do we? Not this way. No, I don't remember a ferry on this highway. Steep climb. So a light load like this with the first two drops taken off, I only have the lumber wrap on the front now. Making good progress up this climb. guess will be that after I unload this, I'll probably just boot across. I'll head north to Christina Lake, cross the border, and then over the Paulson to Kolesnikov to load tomorrow morning. That's my guess, but I won't really know until I've delivered this. They might also have me going south to Spokane and grabbing a load there, but I doubt it. But it could be possible. Sure, a bumpy road. Not even going to the speed limit yet. Got up to almost there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, fine. I'm at 49. Oh, I just switched. 50 miles per hour. Another 10 miles to get. And back losing speed, so. So, what highway are we on? 20. We're Highway 20, eastbound. I'm going to be bouncing around for a while now. Basically 2 hours of this stuff, give or take, 2 hours. A bit less than 2 hours, but nonetheless. Bumps just throw you over on the road. It's like, oh, I'm going to turn over here and be on the outside of the road. Oh, kick you to the inside. So basically we're climbing the same mountain as Highway 3 over the Anarchist. Got to our first summit. At least there's a flat valley here. GPS says we're going 59 miles per hour. Let it settle down a bit. No, it's actually gone 58. tap 1 mile faster. There we go, 60 miles per hour. Okay, it's flipping between 60 and 61. Okay, I'm happy with that speed. Yeah, I definitely recognize this. I've been here before, I just don't recall if I've been here with the big rig. Yep, definitely a bouncy road. I think I'll be tired by the end of the 2 hours. I think I'll be tired. Definitely a lot of work. Driving a big rig isn't like driving a car. Big rig, you have so much weight moving, you have to constantly wrestle the truck. And that corner is angled the wrong direction. It wants to push you across on the other side. Or maybe there's no bank at all and it feels like the bank is wrong. Man, it feels like I'm riding a horse or something, just bouncing around. Quite a few homesteaders down this way, old cattle farms. Some of them might still be active cattle farms. Temperature's definitely dropping. It's +4 now. It's like it's getting chillier in here. I gotta turn the heat up. That means the passes may be tricky still. We'll see. Can't quite remember which one, where the biggest passes are, but we'll see. I think there's a pretty big one between I'm not sure what it is. Basically from Grand Forks to Kettle Falls. If you went south on Grand Forks to Highway 20 and then 20 to Kettle Falls, I think there's a fairly big pass right there. Anyway, we'll see down the road anyway. So far I'm enjoying it, even though I'm bouncing around all over the place. Sagebrush. This is the Okanagan field, basically. they've repaved some sections over here. That's kind of nice. Feels like we're going to do another big climb here. Losing momentum. Not into the sun. I don't want to turn into the sun. Luckily for you guys, I think camera angle is low enough that you're not getting blinded by the sun, but I am. Slow vehicle turnout. Nobody behind us. We are slow, but nobody behind us. Not super slow though. Fast enough, we have to slow down for this. It looks like we're going to turn out of the sun. We've left the desert Okanagan feel and now we're in the forest. Temperature is 0 degrees Celsius. Yeah, there's quite a few ranches up here. Definitely the scenic route, huh? It's kind of fun, actually. And I'm getting paid for it, so... I mean, I'm not getting paid as much for these kind of runs because of all the downtime. But at least I still have a job, so I'm not complaining. So many people are stuck at home. They're laid off or working at home. I'm still rolling. It's like last night I stopped driving at 6 p.m. Normally I'll drive till 10 or 11 p.m. So that's 4 hours of lost pay. And likely the same thing will happen again today. 6% downgrade? Oh yeah. Nothing with a light load like this. Just to watch out for the speed limits. Or recommended speeds around corners is what I'm referring to. Some rocks. Just try to thread those. Miss all the rocks. Not very big ones, but still don't want to hit them. Oh, there we gotta slow down to what speed? 50. Okay, that's not too much. believe I saw another diamond down there, so won't gain too much speed here. Man, am I glad I threw extra straps on that wrap. I threw 3 straps over each roll of wrap. Actually, that one has 4 straps. The way that trailer's bouncing left and right, I'm like, glad I threw extra straps on there. And when I was strapping it down, the forklift driver was kind of noticing, I'm like, that's a lot of straps. I'm like, yep. I remember last time I hauled these rolls, I strapped 2 straps per bundle, and one of them still shifted. I didn't like that, so now I've got more straps. And a road like this requires the additional straps. We're a few miles from a town. I can't remember what the town is. It's like halfway between Tonasket and Kettle Falls. There's a town on Highway 20. I think we're getting close to that. Five, 10 minutes, somewhere in there. That's a cool little town too. I'd love to explore that town. Here, Okanagan National Forest. Big trees here. I love that there's so many national parks in Canada and in the US. Sweet Creek picnic area. I see is more mountains ahead of us. It's interesting, a narrow little viewpoint where all of a sudden it's like, yep, we got to go way down to go way up again. Get just little glimpses here and there of the beautiful scenery around us. But if you went down some of those trails in this park, Be some beautiful scenery. Not that this isn't. Okay, what do we got here? 5% for 1 mile. Even easier. Ranch area. 55. Does that mean we're by the town? +2 again, so it's warmer down this way. As we go up and over, temperatures constantly are changing. I think we're getting close to a town. Some deep cuts here, deep little canyons and pile of firewood there. Ah, yes. I know when I've last driven this. Yep. Again, I connected the dots. The ferry. Last time I drove on this road, I followed the GPS blindly, and I was across at Grand Forks, and there's a ferry, and trucks are not allowed on that ferry. So I had to go all the way to Okanagan Valley, come down this road, and then cross at Grand Forks. So I had to take the long scenic route. I recall that. That was a beautiful drive too. Because from this town north to Grand Forks was absolutely gorgeous drive. After this town, I'm going to find a place to pull over. Oh, there's a little dam here. Pretty cool. Find a place to pull over and do a load secure. I don't legally have to do another load secure. I can drive right to Kettle Falls, but the way we're bouncing around, I'll just double check to make sure the load's staying as secure as it looks in the mirror. Make sure none of the straps have loosened off at all.
Turn right on South Clark Avenue.
Beautiful place for a town. Republic. Town of Republic.
Turn right at the stop sign. Continue on South Clark Avenue.
Well, if I needed groceries, I could pull over here, park right here on the road, and go in and get my groceries. Got a laundromat here too. Could spend a weekend here, reset here. Pacific Pride. Got a card lock. Fuel up if I needed to. I haven't figured out exactly how much fuel this truck can hold compared to mine, the International. The International could hold 800 liters. One of the tanks looks smaller than my International, and the other one looks bigger than the International. So got a feeling it'll be very similar. Maybe a little bit more looking at the size of the tanks. I've got to find it where it's punched into the tank. So it should be somewhere under all the mud. Free breakfast and lunch. There's school buses. How are there school buses driving around? No kids on there. Is school still open here? Oh, there's no flashing lights. Unless they're delivering kids here so they can have their free breakfast and lunch. Maybe they're open to parents that have no way of keeping their kids at home during work hours. I don't know. Top of Sherman Pass. Let's head down. There's quite a bit of snow on in the shadows on the way up, so I have to be careful with the engine brakes and such. Yeah, I'm pretty much ignoring the white line and just driving where I feel the best lane is. It won't ignore the yellow line, but the white line will ignore. Engine brakes off for a second there. Little patches of ice like that, it's like, yep, Gonna be super careful. Anytime I see one of those patches, I'm in the brakes just to make sure the trailers are braking as well. At 0 degrees up here, everything seems quite wet, so okay, got a taker. It's a long descent. Yeah, so I've definitely taken this whole highway with Big Rig before. It's just been a while. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I was worried that it'd be slipperier coming down, but they've done a good job of clearing the snow. And the lower we get, the warmer it gets, so it's +2 now. So we're no longer in Okanagan National Forest, we're in Colville National Forest. Basically 2 national forests, shoulder to shoulder. I'm guessing 1 national forest was created back in the Roosevelt days, and then maybe another one was added after the fact. Like that might be slippery. Yeah, this has been fun, but like I said, I'm getting tired. Little creek that we're following down. Got about 15-20 minutes of drive time left. We'll get unloaded, and then I'll let you guys know where to next. We're unloaded. So now we're gonna head north. My GPS tells me to go to Christina Lake and cross there, but I looked at the map and I think it's faster going this way, taking from Kettle Falls, going north on Highway 25 to Trail, and I don't have to go over the Paulson or any of that. Now we get to drive along this lake. Is this Lake Roosevelt? I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. Excuse me. Yeah, the receiver refused to take the junk dunnage that I was forced to use by the chipper. It's like, but it's part of the load. So I don't want it, I'm not taking it. I'm like, okay. Beautiful, isn't it? This is gorgeous. Narrow road though, but gorgeous. I think I'll be doing the speed limit in a while anyway. Or maybe if it opens up more like this. Yeah, I got a pretty sweet job. There's a motorcycle parked in that little pullout. So I was almost right. I'm headed empty to Klesnikov, but I'm loading tonight, not tomorrow. And hauling a load to West Kelowna to deliver tomorrow. So I'll get some more hours in today. This has been a fun day. I got 2 hours of drive time before I have to take a break in the US. It took long enough to unload there that I could have easily taken a half hour off duty before unloading, but CVSE has notified me that that is illegal. When you're waiting in a queue, that is on duty time. Even if you literally go in the back, in the sleeper, make yourself a sandwich and just relax, waiting for the line to move, and once the line is moved, the forklift comes and gets you. So you're not doing any work, you're just relaxing in the back, eating lunch. That's what I was doing. And in my opinion, off duty. I'm not getting paid for that time. Fun road. I've driven this road before too. For some reason, dispatch will never send me on this road, ever. Loaded or empty, they'll never ask me to run this road. On this last dispatch that I got, there's no routing information at all. So they just left it up to me, so I'm going this way. It's a 24-hour border. Gone through it a couple times now, never had an issue. Sometimes they ask, why are you coming through this border? I'm like, yeah, it's the shortest way to go. Or sometimes it's a longer way to go, but they're 24 hours. So it's like, the other border's closed, you're not. So I'm gonna go this way. Okay, engine, what was that squeak about? Sounded like got a squirrel stuck or something. That was weird. don't know, I might get used to this engine. I'm really liking the layout. I spent some time yesterday organizing more, so I've got more of it organized. I won't get it all the way organized until I get home. I want to cut some plywood to shape, so that way I can properly secure the printer and the toaster without having to undo it every single time that I want to use those items. So if in the International, I had a big piece of plywood and had both the toaster and printer on the same piece of plywood secured. This truck doesn't have that particular space, so I'm going to use that same piece of plywood, just cut it into two, shape it in a way that I can mount it over here. The toaster will be right underneath the TV stand. There's a strap there that holds down a VCR, but it's not big enough to hold down the toaster. And then up top where I put the printer, where the microwave is supposed to go, that strap would work perfect for the toaster, but I prefer to have the toaster down lower. And that strap up top, though, holds the printer or the scanner lid closed. So if I strap down the plywood and have the printer and the toaster attached to the plywood, everything's nice and secure and won't move around. Because I already forgot once to strap down the printer, and it was half hanging out of the shelf by the time I stopped. I'm like, whoa, yep, don't forget to strap this down. Only thing that could make this day better would be being in my own truck that I spec'd out and Jess with me. Excuse me. And no cough. I'm not sick, it's just my chronic cough that I always have. Definitely a fun drive through the forest. Ah, look at that smokestack. You guys catch what was on top of that smokestack? Just a big green garbage bin thrown over top of it upside down. One way to keep wildlife and rain from coming down the smokestack. Smokestack? Chimney. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. Chimney. Chimney crickets. Old ranch here. Lots of old vehicles. This video is probably a long video already, isn't it? I guess I should let you guys go. It's fun driving through here though. Maybe a little longer. See if we get another view of the lake, or might be a river by now. Just a little longer? Okay. Just such a beautiful drive. I am thoroughly enjoying this. River's coming up, lake or river, I can't tell, is coming closer to the GPS, so we might get another view of it. I see it way out there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I see it. Oh yeah, we're getting right close up to it. There'll be a railroad between us and I think it's river, yeah. I can see other shorelines, so yep. Definitely fairly shallow right now. You can see the top line. Okay, that rumble strip is, you hit the rumble strip before you're even over the line. That's interesting. It's a wider rumble strip. I don't mind that. I think that's actually a good idea. Wow, this is beautiful. Cliff on one side, river on the other. Where's our train? Well, if this track goes right to trail, that means it would be an active train track. Pull out over here and walk across the train track and walk down to the river. Yeah, it'd be easily done. That'd be fun. And it looks like we got a park here. North Gorge Campground. I wonder why they dammed off this section. Is it for hydroelectricity or irrigation. Well, I think I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed these beautiful new highways here. Going through them at the right time of day too. It's just so much fun. Enjoying northern Washington. These would be fun highways to take on a motorcycle, wouldn't they? Pullout over here. That trail's only 35 miles away. Half an hour. Well, speed limit's not 60, so a little more than half an hour. But yeah, dropping lots of comments. Still reading them all. I know I don't reply to a lot of them, but reading them all. Try to thumbs up a lot of them too. You guys absolutely rock. I appreciate it. You guys, you know, we're such a cool community, such a polite community. There's no fighting down in the comments. It's just a pleasure reading the comments. And sometimes we don't agree on things, but we can still get along. So that's pretty cool. I think that's special. On that note, adios. See you tomorrow.